All those stories coming up in just a while, but first, an independent auditor has released its report on Aljunied Hougang Town Council, saying that lapses in governance exposed millions of dollars worth of public funds to improper use. And KPMG says that if this was found to have been done deliberately, well, it could amount to criminal conduct.
A serious conflict of interest that the Workers' Party-run town council failed to manage over a number of years. That's how KPMG characterized the decision to engage FM Solutions and Services as its managing agent and FM Solutions and Integrated Services to provide essential services. Now, the direct owners of both companies were concurrently holding key management and financial control positions within the town council, so that meant that they were effectively approving payments to themselves. In fact, KPMG found that at least $23 million in payments were approved by people in conflicting positions. The auditor added that this raises concerns as to whether some or all the payments were fully justified. KPMG also pointed to pervasive control failures in the town council's environment, in particular a lack of discipline in financial operations and record keeping. Coupled with serious conflict of interest, these led to a series of improper payments totaling about $1.5 million to FMSS and FMSI. These included payments made without certification that work had been performed, as well as overpayments. For example, some $609,000 in project management fees paid to FMSS ought to be recovered, as these were already covered under the managing agent fees paid by the town council. KPMG added it is a real and reasonable prospect that there are further instances of improper payments, which have been concealed as a result of control failures within the town council. It highlighted that the town councillors bear a personal and collective responsibility for improper payments enabled or permitted by a flawed system, and that an unacceptably high degree of financial responsibility had been relinquished by the town councillors to people in conflicting positions. It also labelled the tendering out of contracts worth millions to FMSS and FMSI as deficient. Among other things, it noted that the town council did not apply itself effectively to securing competitive rates and failed to address serious conflicts of interest. Improper payments by the town council also extended to third parties like suppliers, consultants and contractors. KPMG said that due to the nature of the control failures, coupled with a lack of other objective records or documents, it was often impossible to ascertain whether these improper payments ought to be recovered and to what extent. It added that while its work was not focused on identifying potential criminal acts, these shortcomings, had they been committed deliberately, could amount to criminal conduct. The town council said it is studying the report in detail, but pointed out that while some payments were deemed improperly made, they do not appear to impact the legitimacy of the payments and therefore may not necessarily be recoverable.
And the Housing Board says that it's studying this report together with the National Development Ministry and will give a response in due course. Political observer Eugene Tan has weighed in on all of this, and he says that a proper investigation needs to be done in light of this report.
And of course, that raises a question of, who will do the investigation, because AHTC would be, in a way, under the microscope. And so the question of whether, would they be able to conduct, an investigation impartially, particularly when the elected town councillors, would be coming under the spotlight as well. So then the question is, would a government agency intervene? An agency like HDB, which is responsible, for the Town Council Act. So there are still many questions, although it is no surprise if, the headline, eye-catching headline would be, that there could be criminal wrongdoing. I think the operative word is could, and so there's still a long way to go. And I think, to be fair, we shouldn't assume that AHTC is guilty until proven so.
Professor Tan also says that there will be ramifications for AHTC, especially in maintaining its credibility among residents.
The report is just, the starting point, So I think this will be an issue that will be an albatross of an issue for AHTC, in the short to medium term, right? So this is something that will definitely occupy them, and until they can resolve this issue, right? Questions will be raised over, the competency, if not, the probity, with which the town council went about its duties and its functions.